Hey everyone. Let me get everything started. I haven't streamed in forever. And yeah. About that. To be honest. Better things to do with my time most of the time. You know, it's just how it is. It's just better things to do. Okay, YouTube wants to verify it's me. Right. Okay. Been that long since I've streamed. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Did we got that one figured out, YouTube? All he said's like, we haven't seen you in a couple months. Who the hell are you? And I'm like, that is such a good question. Kind of one that, you know, I should probably talk to a therapist about. Like, who dis? Okay, well... Twitch not working? Okay. Oh, I know why. It's been so long that I forgot to enable multiple output. Yes, that might help. Yes, indeed. Rebuild my entire setup because it's been that long. It's okay. Wait, what? I haven't even looked at Kick in forever. Why am I even streaming Kick again? I don't know. Sure, there must be some reason. Oh, I need to log in. That's fair. Okay, listen. It has been a long time. 1 second. I need to fix something real fast. It happens, you know, you're just going along and you don't stream forever. Not like anyone's really going to be watching this part of the stream anyway. Unless I stream consistently, I can't imagine any world that I'm going to really have much in the way of viewership, but that's fine. This is more convincing myself to work on the damn game. Hear me out on this one. Work on the damn game. Alright. See if I'm missing any messages while I set this up, but Alright, that looks like that's working. Yeah, this looks like this is working, I believe. Are you working? Sure. And this one apparently is working too. Is my multi-chat working? I guess we'll find out. What's that in the thing? See which ones actually show up. Alright, YouTube is online perfectly. The chat works and everything. Well, social stream works for that. How does it work for that? It works too. And I guess Kick because I suppose I care. Do I care? I don't know. I'm kind of indifferent to the whole streaming thing, to be 100% fair. You can just make so much more money by not doing this. But I also want to work in my game because it is a dream. Even if it's a foolhardy one, for sure. That's okay. I mean, why not have a foolhardy dream, right? Oh, people actually Some person commenting on a thing like that. Never realizing why I told them to put it in a menu thing. People are dumb. But I'm not really here to respond back to. I was gonna do tutorials and then I realized something very important. If you get like, you know, 10,000 views on YouTube, that's a meaningless number. You'll get nothing. You might get a couple dollars, assuming you're monetized. If you get like 100,000 views, maybe you get a few $100. Maybe. If it's even that much. How often could you possibly get videos that do that? It's unlikely. Oh, hey Kritish. Hey Johnny B, how's it going? Hasn't been a while. How am I doing? How's the project going? I've been doing, my health's getting better, I think. Bunch of chiropractic. How's my game doing? It's about where I left it. Like 2-3 months ago. I think I rotated the map, I believe. I realized that, or rotated the building. I realized that because the building was vertical on the map, it was facing the wrong way, so you couldn't really see for a screen. Like, I'll show you what I mean. There's a bunch of problems because I did that too, and I'm slowly fixing them, but yeah. Now it's rotated this way. I also redid the map images, but I had the lights on when I did it, so you can kind of see them. That sucks. But now the building faces this direction as opposed to the other direction. So when you go north, it'll actually be north. So it's starting to be a real pain. But besides that, I don't think I've done a damn thing. I don't know, I was making lots of money doing things that make money. Not this. It's just, this doesn't make money. I was like, I'm gonna make lots of money so I can afford to make my game. So how you two doing? Hopefully the last couple months have treated you well. Oh, talked to Johnny B at least a couple times in your stream. Not too many times, but to be fair, I kind of haven't really shown up to Twitch in general for the last I don't know how long. Oh yeah, I was looking at ideas for this area. I found these weird buildings that they gave away for free. I'm not sure what to do with them yet, but there were these weird steampunky buildings. I gotta give them enough of a way to get out though. This little bit here isn't enough to get out, I think. Yeah. I gotta give them a little raised way to get back out, but you want these little stairs here? Yeah, I don't think you can get out. That's okay. Got one over here instead. Just gonna borrow one of these and shrink it a bit. Start shooting yourself. Nice. Definitely upgraded the PC to do it properly. Oh yeah. I definitely dropped some money to make it so that I could successfully stream Unreal Engine 5. Yes. Yes, I did. Most certainly. Unreal Engine 5, it's heavy. That's cool. Streaming's so much fun. I mean, you know, if it actually, I could afford to do it, and I didn't have health problems. If these two things were true, hear me out on this one, it'd be a lot more fun. Now I'm just going to do it less in the future. I'm just going to do smaller amounts. I'm not going to do these like 8-10 hours. I can't do that. I have a job. I can't work. I mean, if I'm working like 6, 7, 8 hours on that, and then I stream like 8 hours or 10 hours or whatever. We've seen what that does to my health. It doesn't work. I think we can all agree that that is recipe for disaster, seeing as how it's been a disaster so far. Why didn't these load in? I have so many questions on what the hell happened here. Those should be in here. Yeah, I'm thinking of making some sort of thing with these. And that weird set in this room for the production area. Putting a boss in here. I don't exactly know how I want to do it yet for this, but I made a pipe that goes all the way to the filmmaker's workshop. I have my prototype Tilly because I don't have a better Tilly yet. At least she's creepy. I'm gonna make her head soon. Every one of the people has these swords because I have been copy pasting the same person, Sally, over and over. I'll get to it eventually. I'll make a good one. But yeah, I kind of read it. I did do kind of this area. And then below it's water. I'm not sure how you're gonna get in. I need to probably have a pipe in and then block it afterwards so they can't get out like I just did there. Oh, that collision is glorious. I didn't know I could phase through these. I have so many questions about what's going on here, but that's okay. Oh, so I'll probably have to double check the collision on that, see if it's possible. I don't know how I managed to do that. I'm literally blocking the chat. What's up here? You only do a few hours of time streaming on the occasion so far. Would love to do it full time. And yeah, that's kind of what it is. See, what happened was this, and I think this is, I mean, this is nothing bad about like, you know, Fox and everything like that. What he did was obviously very great for like, you know, like that, and he was trying to help. But when I first started streaming, he started like, you know, having people like rating me over and over and over, which then made me like, have an almost inflated idea of how well I could do on streaming, right? Which then forced me to put way more hours in it than I was intending, which was not healthy whatsoever. So he was really helping me out, but it then went from a, oh, I was only going to stream 3-4 hours most days to me streaming like 10, 12 hours on top of working. And that just led to a disaster. Just a pure disaster. So yeah, don't go crazy with it is my advice. Just don't do it. That's kind of cool. I need more stuff like that. Yeah, it's just going crazy with it. Just nah, I can't do that. Maybe when I was younger I could have done it, but even then, you gotta sleep, man. Even if you're younger, at some point it will catch up to you. You gotta have a life. You gotta do things. I could have sworn there was extra buildings here. But yeah. Exactly. I think that's the best way to do it. A lot of people just kind of jump in on it and just kind of work on it for a while whenever they got some time, and that just seems, I think, better to me than the other. Like, I'm gonna try to stream like maybe a few nights a week just for a few hours. I just like get back to working on the game at all, because I haven't really worked on it. Hey Sarah, how's it going? You had to hang out with like-minded people? Yeah. Definitely. I've decided to randomly stream, Sarah. I'm gonna start trying to stream more. It just won't be as long as I was doing. Probably be around this time, because it seems like I'm just up during this time, for better or worse. But I gotta keep my hours down enough so I can work my regular job and not fall over. Don't want a pipe here. Trying to figure out where these were. I thought I had a building here. That's how things been treating you. We'll figure out where these stupid things are. I guess I didn't put anything here, huh? There's just a key floating here. That's so weird. Why? None of those. Hey, Innsbruck. It has been a long time. Finally decided I would stream again a bit. Nothing else than to get back to working on the game. Back to the grind, if you will. Just not as long as before. I've definitely shown that I cannot stream as long as I was doing. Feel nostalgia? That's fair. Member berries for when I used to stream all the time, like it was my job. Way, way, way back in the day. When the first engine crawled out of the primordial goo. Yeah. Too many game projects working on, possibly a third. I'm sure it'll work out, 100%. It'll totally work out. The best strategy. If you just run as many projects as possible, one of them will get done, right? Right? Anyone? Anyone? Maybe? Tofak, please. I'm allergic to game dev. Oh no. No wonder I get sick from it. I'm trying to get back to the streaming. Well, just turn the camera on. Just start streaming. It's a secret. You just turn on the camera. And you just keep doing it. And you have to decide you hate money too. That's the other secret. Decide you hate money. Because if you go do something else, you can make way more money. But if you hate money, hear me out on this one. You just turn the camera on. It's perfect. I don't hate money. But I do cough, hack, and wheeze. How's it going for you? Body's still torching you and dogs can't figure it out? Yeah. Yeah. I think I've pieced together all of my health problems over time. But a lot of it is, in fact, there's not a lot of proof behind any of it. There's like, it lines up well. But I think that my last problem, like, the current problem I'm dealing with was that when I first had the initial problems, I couldn't move my neck. And a chiropractor worked on my neck. And I'm pretty certain he jacked it all up. Now, the real cause for why I started getting the numbness was almost certainly an infection under a tooth that a dentist said was not there for multiple times. And it was been there for like 5 years. So like 5 years of infection in your mouth, I'm sure would be great. So he jacks up my neck during that time, and I can't really tell because I'm so fucked up anyway. And then I suffer, and I finally get the infection figured out because I just tell the dentist, hey, just remove this crown, clean that shit out. Just do it, shut the fuck up. And they did it, and the problem went away, sort of. Then comes the next problem where, you know, I'm sitting here all the time like that, and like, you know, I have issues with my spine. I did from all the elder care like that, and being bent over like this combined with that guy jacking my neck up in the first place caused a bunch of problems. So now a chiropractor has been fixing it, and I've been getting markedly better. However, almost 6 years of this problem has left me with issues with, like, you know, my legs and, like, you know, them not handling circulation well like that because I've been unable to do a lot of moving. So this leaves me with the problem of the chiropractor fixing my neck and me not being able to sit bent over for very long, which is why streaming is hurting me, and leg issues, which make it hard to walk, but I've been getting better. And I think that's basically the gist of it. Doctors never figured this out, neither did dentists. Well, whatever you missed to that. I missed various statements too, didn't I? What was said? Oh, everyone's just talking on Twitch. Fair enough. Alright, so I don't know what people missed, but anyway. Let's see. I think it's gonna be. I'm definitely recovering well. Like, the chiropractor has done a lot. Finally, a chiropractor who wasn't afraid to work on my neck. The number of I had a chiropractor my insurance would actually let me use, and he was afraid to work on me and said he could cause all these problems. So for the longest time, I took the advice of the supposed professionals in so many different instances, and each time They lied to me. They were incompetent fuckwads. Yes. So, when the chiropractor's just like, the odds of anything going wrong is terrible, and you've already had all these things checked, let's just pop you and go. And it's helped a lot. Alright. Why did I miss all these things here? All these messages. Yeah, pretty much, but just keep working on your projects, man. Just all of them at once. It'll work out. I'm thinking about a car. Oh god, the ads are a psyop on Twitch. They're so terrible. I literally just... I mean, I'd often get Twitch Turbo purely because I couldn't handle it. Talk sandwich today, lots of fake cheese, now alcohol, not back. Oh yeah. Hey Bard, how's it going? So, since the ads interrupted it, the basic story is this. Around 2020, I went and had a crown replaced. I didn't even know I needed this one replaced. They're like, yeah, it needs to be replaced. Okay, sure. They do it, and it didn't even hurt before. Afterwards, along the gum line, it turns green. And I'm going, okay, this can't be okay. I had them look at it, and they're like, no, it's fine. If it's not hurting you, whatever. I'm like going, well, it doesn't feel very comfortable. Okay, so it gets worse, feels terrible. I'm going, okay, well, I had them check it 2 more times over the next half year. Like, hey, man, this isn't doing it. And they're like, oh, it's fine. Like, okay, so then I figured, well, having all this numbness and tingle in my limbs like that, I function very well. During that time, I have a chiropractor, work on my neck because I can't even move my neck at the time. I'm going, no, it's terrible. And I'm pretty certain the chiropractor jacked up my neck in that point too, because I thought that I couldn't move my neck because of some sort of spinal issue. I don't have 100% proof on this, but it lines up well. So then I finally have tested every single thing by 5 years later, everything, heart, brain. I've been MRI'd all over the place. And I finally tell the dentist, listen, this is a problem here. Remove the crown and clean that crap out. They just said, shut the fuck up and do it. And they did it. And a lot of my problems went away that very day. Who knew, right? Trusted an expert. 5 stars with hundreds of reviews. Incompetent fuckwad. Well, realizing this is not the only problem because I'm still having issues, I go and visit a chiropractor, because the chiropractor for my insurance is just like, well, we might mess your neck up more or something if you work on it, so he doesn't want to touch it. Then quit. You're a surgeon who doesn't cut. What the hell? You're the most incompetent loser ever. So, I go to a real chiropractor who's just like, you got everything checked. The odds of this can ever really cause any serious problems isn't nothing. And besides, I'm insured by Lloyd's of London, which is actually cheap to do. I was like, all right, well, that's random, but thank you. So she's like, does things. I actually had I picked a woman as a chiropractor because I figured she'd use less force on my neck. I just thought, hey man, the odds she uses force, or maybe she just can't use as much force. Turns out she's a pretty big burly woman, and she probably could have applied a lot of force if she wanted. Different story anyway. But you don't think any part of the human body should be green? Exactly. The green is bad, even with food. But no one tell you different. So anyway, she's been popping my neck and back and everything like that. She's like, there were like 4 different points in my spine that were all messed up, and the problem is this has been going on for like 6 years. So I haven't the sitting around, not being able to move a whole lot has done terrible things for my circulation, which they checked and said was fine, but my legs don't work as well anymore because of it. So I've had to do a lot more walking and stretching to do that because it's been messed up. So basically an infection for 5 years and a messed up spine have caused a lot of problems, and we're kind of fixing them, and I'm getting better. Yes, that's the gist of it. Unfortunately, because the spine issues could also just been back when I did elder care, I also injured my spine. So that was like 14 years ago. So I don't know about that, but sitting here hunched over does not help at all. So it's part of why streaming was making it worse. At least that's the theory anyway. And why I had to dial back from it, and why I won't be doing the 8, 10, 12-hour stretches like I was doing. Also, I have a job, and I can't work 16-hour days for very long. It catches up to you. What's up? Oh, hey, Nyler Deck 12. We were just discussing why I didn't stream a lot for quite a while, and yeah, and why I'm back now to continue the grind to complete this project, only much slower this time. Because streaming doesn't pay money. So I shouldn't devote 8, 10, 12 hours a day to it. Yeah, don't do that. That's a bad plan. Thanks, Inswer. Yeah. It's been a long road. Every single medical professional I visited has in fact been almost completely incompetent on just epic levels. I can tell you stories and the rabbit hole goes deep. Western medicine is a joke. The only person who solved any of my problems was me. I solved all the problems. I told them what to do. I outright paid money out of pocket to do it. Because all these people should be fired. They're terrible. Hope they all collectively step on a Lego. A nice big one, a nice one that's like just pointed and awkward enough that it hurts a little bit more than the average Lego. Yes. Hey Lepus, how's it going? No, do you still make a same game? Yeah, this game, if I didn't have health problems, would have estimated to take about 3 years anyway. With my guess. With health problems, depends on how bad the health problems are. It might be longer. I don't need the money anyway. There was one day this week I made like $1,800 doing my job. I fucking don't need money from this. I don't need money from this. This is fine. I don't care. It's just me having fun now. I just want to chat with people, pretend like I'm a real, game dev and not just some person who pokes buttons every once in a while. Can we look here where you work? Nice, nice. That's what we like. We'll all just hang out and have fun. Gosh, America, their job is not to tell you what's wrong, so they make more money every time you come back. Yeah. The number of times they just wanted to hand me a pill and tell me to go away. I remember one time where they were like, listen, they were trying to test to see if I had like neuropathy in my limbs. It's like, oh, I can't really feel them, so clearly I must have something wrong with them, right? So they go and jam needles in all my fingers and everything like that, and like and feet and stuff, and it's just run electroshock for whatever reason, because the insurance didn't want to just MRI my neck. Whatever. Anyway, I go there and they're like, oh, you need to take a urine test like that, like all these things, like fill all these forms, like, because like for drugs and things. And I was like, because they want to give me pain meds. And I was like, listen, lady, I'm here to get someone to jam needles in my fingers and shock the shit out of me because I can't feel my limbs in the first place. Why would I need pain meds? This is nature's pain med. If your limbs are numb, they don't hurt. She's like, you're not here for drugs? Yeah, I'm not. Oh, okay, you don't gotta do this then. It's like, what the hell? It's like, did you read what I'm here for? This has nothing to do with drugs. But I guess they just think everyone wants to take an injury for drugs. I'm like, I just want to get better. Hey, the insurance actually document your medical injury? Yeah, it's terrible. My new insurance is a little better, but it's not a lot better. Because it's not like the new insurance at least will sit there and let me go to places, but the places it lets me go to are full of incompetent people. Yes. The kind of people who are there because nobody else will hire them. I spent 3 months trying to get in for physical therapy with this, the local hospital area. And, they call me once. I missed the call by a few minutes, and I call them back, and they're like, "Well, they send me to like one of the therapists like that, where they forward my phone call over them, and they're like, leave a message." Okay, so I leave a message. No call back. Next day, I leave a message. Next day, I leave a message. 3 months of this, they never call me back. Had to go and have someone else. I finally get to do a different group now, starting 2 weeks from now. I'll hopefully just be better and not even need them by that point. Yeah, back in the issue, physical therapy helped a lot with. I had to push that. Yeah, exactly. It's physical therapy works. It can work. I've been to it twice before. One time they did great for me, and the other time they actually just made things worse. Just depends on if you have a good therapist or not, I guess. So just goes to the system, it's set up. This is going to be endless imaging, pain drug. Yeah. That's what they want. They make more money off it. It's crazy how just useless the system is. They just want you to be a permanent client. Whereas, all the people I go to the when I hire an individual to do it, like a chiropractor or something, they want to do a good job because they want people to come back. They actually need people. They need to help people. But like, if I'm not bleeding out, I have no use for doctors at this point. Don't need a bunch of chemical shit. Get some exercise, get sunlight. Don't sit here 10 hours a day in front of a computer. If I do these things, I'll probably get better. They've already found gone through every test they can, besides actually trying to fix me. And 6 years later, they didn't even know what was wrong. It's just more imaging. And I refuse to take any drugs. Thinking healthcare is just a business? Yeah. And you know what the funny part is? Like, just to add insult to injury, and this would make this take a longer thing, fucking God or whatever, that the chiropractor's doing such a great job. And the massage therapist. I have one of those too. My doctor's like, oh yeah, make an appointment in, 3 months to come back and check up. I go to make the appointment, they're like, oh, he won't even be with us by that point. So that means I just lost my primary care person, which was the only competent person I had available to me. So I had to do another one of those, which will probably take another, I don't know, the last one took 4 to 5 months to get. I hope to just be better by that point. Diagnosed with dry eye syndrome was the same, endless visits and tests. One day a specialist happened to be in the office and she was like, oh, it's dry. Just shoot X and Y. I swear they must lock away the specialists, and like they're actually competent ones somewhere, where only rich people can get them. Like if you just have to literally just not have insurance and just go pay outright out of pocket, and you just luck out if you have one of them has to come by. It must be the case, because where are the Dr. Houses of the world, right? The people who actually know what they're doing. I know he's not a real person, but listen, they can't all be incompetent, right? I would also like a non-foreign doctor. Hear me out on this one. I don't believe that these people actually have degrees. I don't. I really just don't. Not at all. I think the third world country each one of them came from, because gosh, the last one I had was like, I think it was from some island in the Indian Ocean. I don't even know which one he said. I was like, I've never even heard of this country. You're the one treating me? Oh my God, I'm screwed. It's okay, I had a doctor from Japan who was pretty incompetent too, so it's not just them, I guess. Yeah. We won't even talk about the dentist they sent me to. Man. In dealing with the, the infection in my mouth that they said was not there, because your gums are supposed to be green. Let no one tell you different. I had to pay to have a temporary put in, and then I got my insurance to approve going to a dentist because it was already expensive. And then the dentist goes, oh, you need a root canal. Oh, okay. It took him like 2 months to get me in. So like I had this temporary, tooth that was only supposed to last me about a month, and they're already for 2 months at this point. And like, okay, so you got to go to this other guy. Okay. And then it's like, you don't need one. Actually, no, they go and scan it, and then they have to get it approved, from them, because they have to get first it's approved there, then they have to get it approved by the insurance. So that's another month. Okay, so it's 3 months now. And then they schedule it for, I believe it was like another month and a half after. That's how it worked out. It's all set up like that. I get there, and the doctor's like, he's like, you don't, actually, we'll get to that part there. He brings out all the stuff to do the root canal, And it's a bunch of fishing tackle boxes that do not look clean one bit. And this guy is also, of course, from India. And trust me when I say it was plastered everywhere, so you couldn't miss it, including the music. And thankfully, he's like, oh, you don't need one. After all that, so then they go and do a crown, which they just make a new, they take out the old fake one like that, to see what the crown needs to be, then put a new fake one in there and say, come back in 2 weeks while they go and send this out to have it made. I come back in 2 weeks, they put it in. Or he tries to and it's like, oh, this is like, you know, doesn't fit right. So they don't numb me at all like that. And he sits there and grinds down some of the tooth. I'm like going, oh, why? It's terrible. They glue it in there, and finally I managed to, after almost 6 months, get the thing put in there, replaced. That was also part of the fun, part of the epic tooth saga. So yeah, it's good times, good times. Welcome to my world. All this for a crown that wasn't even bad. They didn't even need to replace it. They just did. It started all the problems. Of 6 years. Haha, ads. Ads for everyone. I'm not sure I want to use these or not. But maybe. I just put little pillars holding everything up. What's going on? Okay. I was moving the mouse to the left and right and it was moving the camera. I was like, but why? Don't be like that. I mean, my advice is just everyone block the ads. I don't care. Just block them. Hear me out on this one. Just do it. Just block them. If you just block the ads, you won't have to look at them. You'll be much happier. I wasn't even paying attention to the other ones, I say. There. No. Okay, sure. Do outside. Yeah, why do I not have lights on? I'm not sure what I'm doing with this area, but it's mostly just me talking about my bizarre life. And people being excited to listen, I guess. I don't know. They're still here. So they must not totally be unexcited to hear it. Or maybe it's just to realize that, you know, life can be... things can get worse. So your life might not be so bad. Or maybe your life's worse than this, in which case, sorry to hear that, bro. Sorry to hear that. Yeah, about that. Aw, thanks, Sarah. Thank you so much. Wow, let me update that credits thing. Where are we at? Game credits. Blah, 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 blah. Ooh. Up to 1,300. Thank you. You got a cat litter ad, a razor ad, and hotels. Sounds about right if you're, you know, a bored housewife going on a trip, I guess. I don't know. It's kind of a weird collection. Being taken forever by the U.S. healthcare system is relatable. Yeah. So sad that that's relatable. I wish nobody could relate to me on that. I just want to be a pariah on that one. I did get a... Oh, are you in the game credits? Oh, you should be, I think. Yeah. Kick supporters. You're right there. You're the only Kick supporter. Yeah. And, yeah, so far you... Yeah. Yeah, you're the only Kick supporter. I have a whole category because you don't get to be on Kick. Or you subbed on Kick. Nice. Nice, nice. I'll have to figure out who the people who subbed to me when I wasn't streaming too. Because there was a couple people who were subbed. One of them still subbed. I have one person who is a believer, and you know, I love them, whoever they are, but it doesn't tell me. But yeah, I got like I remember I was feeling pretty low driving back from one of the things. This is actually probably right about where this all started. Not all started, but I mean, well, the more recent health issues started. And I was like feeling like crap. It was like, you know, his whole body was like just like pain shooting through it like that. And I'm just driving home from the doctor, just not liking life. Sure. And then I look over as I'm driving and I see a guy struggling down the road, and his entire head is like bandaged, including one of his eyes. And he's just walking on the road, and I was like going, all right, universe, you win. It really can be worse. And I felt a little bit better that day. I was like, well, when you put it like that. The only person on Kick? Yeah. Hear me out. You know, I don't really get a lot of people who watch me on Kick. It says there's 2 people. 5 on Twitch and 1 on YouTube at the moment. Which, to be fair, you know, I didn't read his message. Keep it up. Hell yeah. I shall indeed. Maybe just not as hard as I was going previously. So we don't end up with health problems. Yes. I don't know if these are going to work out in the way I like or not. This room wasn't designed for this. It's very apparent. That's fair. I find there's not any real difference in difficulty for me to do all the platforms. It really isn't. It's like I just click my button and just respond to more comments. I don't really care too much. Like, I'm down. I have no idea what I'm making here. I'm just making it. I have no idea. This whole room might need to be changed. Yeah. I just figure whatever you do, just stream for less hours. Like I said, I don't think streaming is a good future for, you know, anyone looking to make money. You're either runaway successful or you don't make enough to matter, really. That's pretty much how it works. That's fair. Now, like I say, the secret is just turn the camera on. If you just turn the camera on, it turns out you'll be streaming. It's real easy. I actually thought about doing it a few nights in a row, but I just had so many things to do, so much money making, because Magic makes shit tons of money and is basically like crypto for all intents and purposes. If crypto actually had real assets that people played a game with. Yeah. I came to the conclusion my plan was to finance the game myself. Unless, you know, if someone wants to throw money at me, I won't stop them. Hey, British, let's see. I'm saying, hey, you already been here. You do a lot of work, can be very popular, make money. Yeah, you got to treat it like a job. You got to have a consistent schedule. You got to be, I guess, entertaining enough. You got to pick something that actually attracts people. Like, game dev is... It's just not popular enough. It's really not. There's just not enough game devs to really make a career out of it. You got to pick a game or two and really get into those where there's actual things. But then you got to be good at those games or entertaining. If you're funny, you can make anything work, but it's hard to be funny and focus on something as complicated as building a game. So yeah, it's... Also these days being a VTuber makes the most sense, apparently. People seem to like the most fake crap possible, so... Maybe not, though. Because before, it was a whole big process to start to stream every time. It started becoming too much stream. That's fair. Yeah. And maybe that's just the thing. I mean, like, there's some real downsides to streaming on YouTube. I'll admit it. One of the downsides is music. On Twitch, you just put whatever the hell you want on, and there's no copyright issues to worry about. You don't keep the VODs. On YouTube, they'll crucify you if you do that. On Kick, I'm pretty certain you could kill somebody and it would be fine. like I don't think there's even rules on Kick. If I switch to YouTube, yeah. I mean, just make yourself a hot chick. When in doubt, even if you have a dude's voice, I've seen plenty of people with dude's voices and a hot chick avatar, and they do great. Which is just crazy to me. So what if we learn? Just be a hot chick. Duh. Yeah. Sex sells, man. Anyone who says different, I guess they just aren't paying attention. That's my explanation here. You ain't paying attention if you think that sex doesn't sell. Is this the same one? No? No, it is. Is this just a fat one? Oh, I just made it fat. Oh. This isn't gonna be fat. I don't know why I'm using these for this, but I just wanted something more, a little more varied here. Yeah, eye candy. Pig titty, yeah, pretty much. I thought about just, I could probably have like a Poppet thing and just literally use my regular voice if I wanted. But I think my computer would be very unhappy with me. It already is kind of unhappy with me on a lot of days. This asset pack does not have a lot of things in it, by the way, if you're curious. It really doesn't. But for some variety. I game dev streaming as an office online, but making it your hustle. You're a streamer, it seems really hard. Yeah, like, all you have to do is do the math on the number of people who are actually available in the category for your language, and you'll quickly realize that it's not enough people for like more than maybe 1 or 2 people to make a living off of it. And they aren't making a good living. They're making a, hey, I got minimum wage living. It just isn't a lot of people in the category. It's a small category. Yeah, very low ceiling. 100% super low ceiling. You're much better off being like, like into something else than getting into it. I mean, look at Pirate Software. He was a World of Warcraft player who came into that and happened to also have a background for it. But, I mean, he's one of the few people who actually does it and actually would make enough money to live. But everybody else, it's like, yeah. It's hard to name anybody else. Like, I think Adam's Eunice might. Yeah, small titty kitty. That's fair. What about Kick streamer that died live on stream? Don't know if people have made it. I mean, I didn't hear about that, but it doesn't surprise me. I don't think Kick really has rules. Usually it's whenever a crime is committed, though. I guess to be fair, and someone gets prosecuted, then they get banned. I've seen that happen. So maybe. I figure it's kind of a low-hanging fruit. I mean, I've actually met a couple people who had pretty good audiences off of it. One guy I met, Steven, he's got like a few 100,000 people sub to him on YouTube, so that's like the biggest person I met, and I met him through Kick, so it just gives you more chance to meet people, I guess, and even make your game more well known. Another person waiting and hoping that I ever finish this. How's this program influencers? Mostly reactors and stuff. Technically, I think they're not really in the same category. I mean, like, they have other categories that they pull from. That's why they have the things, not really just game dev. Like, they're not making a game or anything. So I think the issue is there's just not a lot of game devs or a lot of programmers out there, and it just doesn't have broad appeal. It's not like, some hot chick who obviously sex has broad appeal, or some really super popular game. And you can do politics, that obviously works too, but man, I don't want to hear any more about politics. I don't care. I just don't, man. I don't give a crap. Just, if something that affects me, okay, well then maybe I care. Is it affecting it? I don't care. Whatever. Post picture model picture channel in Discord. I'm share that stream if you want. No, I'll share. Why not? This is kind of blocking a door, but I don't know. I'll figure something out. Yeah, I've actually found I've been looking for things that are more, a little more saccharine, I think. You know, a little more just like good and wonderful and everything. Because I'm so tired of the endless negative that is the internet. I've actually just started shying away from the internet almost entirely. I don't even use it hardly anymore by comparison, except for work. And to stream, I guess. You know politics, but I don't go to Twitch, YouTube, social. Yeah, that's fair. Is that the worst place for that? Yeah. I mean, politics does entertain a lot of people. Like, I get it. It's an endless train wreck. People like to focus on the negatives, and if you have some sort of opinion, having a lot of people agree with it usually will, you know, keep tripping that little dopamine in someone's, you know, mind. Like, okay, you know, like, I agree, I must be right, you know, blah, blah, blah. But man, it's everywhere, and it's just tiring. Like, do I care about what's happening in Europe right now? No. Why don't I care? I don't live in Europe. Do I care what's happening in Australia? No. I don't live in Australia. I live, you know, in the US, in California. I care about what happens in California. I don't even care about what happens in, like, Tennessee or something. That's not here. If it doesn't affect my life, I don't care. I don't want to hear about it. I don't care if some random star did something stupid. I don't care if someone, I heard like someone like was like Sykkuno cheated or something, I think, or whatever. I don't care. Good. Whatever. Good for him. Happens all the time. Why do I care about offline TV? I liked Michael Reeves. But X is like, you need to hear this. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. These are things. It's like, what the hell, you know? What do you think computer is? Do I want to destroy them? Yeah. I didn't pay attention to the news. It's okay. Yeah. That's what it's like. I just find it harder and harder to care. Every little story there, it's like, I don't care. Yeah. And the more people like cram it into things, I just don't care. Like, I won't watch shows or movies about. I just don't care. I'm just tired of it. Yeah. Yeah. That's pretty much it. That's just become my whole entire thing. It's like, I don't care. Yeah. They're like, but you have to. I don't care. You'll never know what I vote. I don't care. Don't get me wrong. I definitely vote. I just don't care. I won't, you know. Oh, you're going full cat boy, huh? I guess cat girl. There's a bra going on there. It's got the shape. Could be a girl. I don't know. The worst part is in this day and age, sometimes I can't tell. Unless it's got huge knockers, then I can tell. Best viewers. Yeah. That's right. Well, that's the other thing I've discovered. If you want to succeed on this, it actually, most of the viewing on Twitch is fraudulent. Almost every big person is just paying. You just pay to get to the top, and then you get more natural viewers because you're at the top. It's dumb. I actually think that only about 10% of the actual traffic on Twitch is real. Just outright. I only think about 10%. The number of ridiculous botting is insane. You see some phone farm in India where, you know, they have like tens of thousands of phones, just these things all connected up, and you just pay them and they just viewership. Suddenly you're on top. Once you're on top, people click you because that's how Twitch is set up. Female technically, though. I don't know about this technically thing. I never liked technically. You see me like, you know, I was like, well, my character doesn't have big enough boobs, so I increased her boob size. Yes. Important. Actually, to be fair, I was just going with the fact that dolls always have super unrealistic proportions, and it seemed weird that she did. I was like, it's a doll. It's supposed to be the most idealized form of a female possible. She should be stacked. She is pretty stacked. She definitely has a very good figure for that reason. Also, just like, well, that makes the most sense. People don't usually make ugly dolls. Well, not ugly female dolls, anyway. Hear me out on this one. Probably not. Pay for viewers and make money and use the money to pay for you. Yeah. Our ads again. All right. Let me just help everyone out here. Like, oh, actually, that might be part of against TOS to explain how best to block ads on Twitch. Damn. Thinking about it, I probably shouldn't say. I just block them. I don't care anymore. I don't care. I just block them. The second they were like, hey, yeah, you have to watch these. You can't even have it on your side monitor. It has to be focused. Well, I was like, no. Sorry, no. Probably shouldn't be saying all that while it's during ad time. Whatever. I don't know what I'm making. I just am making something. I need a concept for here. Are the ads still going? Oh yeah, okay. See, you're back now. Yeah. Twitch started making it where you had to have it focused, where the ads wouldn't play. And I would always watch with Twitch on my side monitor while I was doing work. I'm not focused on the screen. It's just there for something to look at while I do the incredibly boring task of listing and selling magic cards online, which is just an awful task. Like, it is not even, it's just data entry. It's super boring, but it pays the bills and it pays them well. So I was like, okay. And then they're like, yeah, do this. But there are Twitch ad blockers out there that are specifically designed for Twitch. Get yourself a Brave browser, look them up. I won't tell you which ones just in case it's against TOS or something, but hear me out. And Twitch sucks. I might miss out on a few cents. Oh no. Oh no. What will I do? I think it was like October of last year where they just dropped the price of ads so low that I was like, please block the ads. Don't support this, man. Everyone should just watch me on Kick, because then you don't even have to have ads at all. You don't even have to support me. You just get ad-free experience. I mean, if you do support me, I get the highest payout on that one because you get like 95% of the money. So that's sweet, but don't gotta. People just hanging out's pretty cool in my book. You can definitely tell that I have no plan at the moment on what I'm doing. These act like little stairs, so I'm gonna grab them. This track reminds me so much of like Final Fantasy VI. I was watching a 100% marathon of that on side monitor, and yeah, man, that seems like the most tedious thing I've seen in ages. I don't know how anybody does that regularly. That just seems just normally a speedrunner who's just like, yeah, this is what I do. It was like, it sounds horrible. But to be fair, he had a like sub goal of I think like 3,000 subs or something to play Final Fantasy X2 or something. And he got it. So no, that's for Tactics Advance. And then for like X2 it's like 50,000 bits or something. And I was like, maybe I'm doing the wrong thing. Maybe I should just be playing Final Fantasy. Fucking what? But no, he's been speedrunning those games for ever. You gotta build an audience, so definitely hasn't just done like one day of it or whatever. And maybe I'll build like a weird little like thing up here or something and down, and then I'll have like little sideways through here like that, just kind of weird little meandering city. First and start, gotta be able to get through this though. Yeah, why not? Oh, I think I probably need to, when I get closer to making this game actually finished, yeah, I'll see where it was. I need to somehow point out that it's related to, like, or that it's been inspired by Alice Madness Returns, because American McGee has been retweeting anything related to Alice Madness Returns. And because he's making his own game studio thing. And I don't think it's going to get me some huge number of people. It's more of a notice me senpai type of scenario. He's like, notice me senpai. Hear me out on this one. It has nothing to do with anything else. I mean, I got retweeted by Unreal Engine at one point. That was a notice me senpai moment. I was like, yes, senpai has noticed me. I am special now. Chosen one. For a day. But for one day, I was the chosen one, and it felt good. Hey, only good, sir. How's it going? Terrible. I had health problems for like a bunch of times and I didn't do like anything for a month. So I guess, I mean, you know, before that I was doing pretty good. I'm definitely behind schedule like crazy. Yes. I'm making a bizarre city out of these assets that they gave me, this Scrapopolis stuff, for this room. Not your fault, unless you somehow sent assassins after me, in which case, well played. Only good, sir. Well played indeed. Been a long time, bro. How you doing? Pretty good today. Health problems have been less bad today, and any day like that is a pretty good in my book. Pretty good. I don't know where these cords are supposed to go. I guess I could just stick them on the side of things. What do these people do with the assets? I'm curious what their level looks like. As I make this giant mess here, I haven't even saved yet. I have no real plan here other than I'm just kind of working on this room, building something and hoping that it turns into something interesting. I need a concept. So I was stealing the concept from this level here. Well, kind of stealing it. I'm using the assets from it. Oh, they connected them like this, huh? I get the feeling I shouldn't really use these too much. I thought about doing this kind of setup with them. But then Poppet has to be able to walk on this crap otherwise. I didn't realize these were even in here. Oh. And you know why? Because there's a props option. Really? You're gonna be like that, bro? You gonna do me like that? Damn. And it was right here, under this cloth thing. And a bunch of cool looking gears. They have so many gears. Yeah, I thought about it. And, I kind of just building whatever as I go. That's really what it is. I'm just kind of building as I go. I don't know. I have no goal with it. I need to make some weird production room, but at the same time, nothing's actually produced in the production room at all. But it's going to have a thing that fake like it is, like things are being made there. And people always wonder how all the toys can be produced from such a tiny little area in the building. So the plan is to block this area off, and there's actually a pipe going through here, and the pipe, well, we'll have a hole in there soon. What is this? I have questions. I don't know, whatever, it doesn't matter. The theory is the pipe goes all the way down through here. Here, I didn't load those up, but... You won't be able to travel through this pipe, but you'll be able to see the pipe. Bam. So the pipe goes through here. And pops out in the Toy Maker's Workshop, where I'm going to build a weird little contraption to, like, you know, put the toys in and have them all be made down here instead in this bizarre thing. And who knows what else is going on down there. But people will always be like, hey, wait, where's the toys coming from? I don't know about that. See, it's one of those things where you only get to know what Poppet knows. Because you're following her, you know, her tail here, right? So she'll see this pipe here, and I'm gonna have something blocking off here, so it'll seem like there's some sort of machine thing that people don't go inside, and the toys pop out of there. But then you'll find that the toys really weren't being made in here at all, and it's just a facade. But as you go through the various rooms down below, like, you'll notice these pipes going places. It's like, okay, well, where's this pipe going? Like, what is this? Why is there a pipe here but nowhere else, kind of thing, you know? And as you get farther down, it's like, okay, well, why is there a pipe here? So this room you wouldn't notice until later, so it wouldn't matter much anyway. But when you get down to here in this room, you might get up here and go, hey, wait a second, there's another pipe going this way. What is going on, you know, with this pipe? Yes, yes, my concept rooms. Soon, yes. I blocked the top area off of this one. I need to open it up again so I can get in there. But listen, that room is so far off. I made concepts for everywhere in the 4th chapter before I made concepts for most of the 3rd chapter. And all of chapter 2. Okay, I made concepts for the vast majority of chapter 4. Including a conceptual battle room for the fight before the final boss. There's actually 2 different final bosses in the game. It really just depends on if you manage to get the good or bad ending. I'm still keeping the 2 endings. That was originally going to be like 4 endings. There's not. There's going to be 2. Because quite simply, I don't have anywhere to put it all. Like, I just can't. There's only so much space in this building, okay? Like, there's something like 88 rooms or something as it stands. And I need to squeeze in, like, there's like 5 victim bosses, 3 battles against Charlotte in the along the bad path, and then if you happen to get the good path, there is 3 other fights. So along the main thing, there'll be 11 bosses in the main story. And there might be optional side bosses for funsies, but for purposes of the story, I need exactly 11 bosses. And to be fair, 4 of them are against Charlotte, so... which means the battles are weird. And 3 of those already have a design. 2 of them are functional. 1 is conceptual. The last one is... I know how it's going to play out, but I won't share how. And I have not made it. I have definitely come up with how it's going to play, though. I know exactly how it has to play out. So the final battles, the last 3 battles were already all planned. But none of them have made. Like, the final 3 fights have all been planned out. But, occurs to me this is blocking that, so this has to be moved over. In theory, I could move this pipe over to the center, I guess. Does that one do that? It could be moved over. It might be more aesthetically pleasing. Oh, that's right. It's actually below the floor. This is a disaster room anyway. Why is this pipe even here? Well, it doesn't need to be here. I think it was like some sort of weird... I don't know, this got copy pasted over and over from various places as I redid this room over and over and kept changing what it was. So in theory, I should probably just move this down. Do I care about these lights? Like, really? Oh, that's right. There's all these gears and shit. I don't need all those gears. The ones up here are important. It's fine. A clock that you can't see anymore. Nice. Well, it kind of blocks part of the doorway in there. That kind of sucks. We can fix that, though. I have a plan. I have concept designs for, I think, every boss at this point. Yeah. I have concepts for all the bosses. This room is just their concept room. Tilly needs the most work. I don't like her design, but at the same time, I'm just going to go forward with having whatever design I got. Red Queen has a good enough design. I don't like Anna's design that much. It needs work, but at least it's a concept, and you know, the way it works is if the concepts have to be shipped as the final thing, then they're shipped as the final thing, you know? Like, I don't want that to be the case, but it can be the case. Yeah, I'm gonna redo this room, but more importantly, I was just making this pipe go through here. So things go well. I haven't totally rested on my laurels doing things like that. Some things I did do. All the concepting and things. I admit I haven't really done like any of the Daz work. I tend to not do in this, but first off, Daz work isn't very interesting, but I guess ads anyway. Could go all the way at the bottom, I guess. For my concept room that isn't very good yet. I do want you to go up here and see if there's a pipe going somewhere else. These should actually be below if they're going to be anywhere. This room does not need to be this big. It just most certainly does not need to be this big. And it will probably get cut up a bit later. Almost certainly. Because the boss is not very big in that room. So, you know, he does not need this space. Unless I make her super fast. With like a lot of mobility, in which case we can talk. Yeah, I pain to move all this over if I do this. But I mean, I could just move this over here. I'll move it all at once if I move it. Yeah, I missed the back thing on here too. Yeah. This would be an interesting way to get down here if I didn't already have a way set up to get down here. I just realized that things had to come from somewhere or it made no sense, so. That's what I'm doing. Yeah, it should probably be in the center of the room. This bizarre pipe thing that just spits things out. And then I don't know if I want to have this extra contraption or not here. I kind of want this to be a boss arena. It could just be empty. Like, it could be all this fake stuff on the side, like it looks like it's some real thing, and then it's just empty on the inside, and it's just a box that pops things out. Huh. True, it could do that. That makes more sense that it's right. Okay, what are you doing? Sometimes it decides it wants to just rotate by moving the mouse around, and I'm like, that's weird. Please be to stopping this bizarre behavior. E. I just can't go all the way back here because then the window's in the way, though. That's a problem. This building was not built to have windows. How big does this boss arena need to be is the other question. Like, is this going to be the tiniest boss arena ever? Maybe like a pipe going up or something. Maybe a pipe system down here. Been showing you your first small game, was making progress, and I was wearing. Well, I guess the thing you can do that I never did was just let people try it and see if they think it's fun. Just make a little quick prototype. Don't worry about any extra stuff. Do what I didn't do and actually check and see if it's fun. I really should do that. Instead of making all these areas that aren't even relevant. Good job, me. Good job. This could actually be a little pipe maze down here, couldn't it? Oh, it could. Instead of just letting them swim up, I could actually just have pipes. More incomprehensible machinery. This might be the correct choice. But not with this one there, because it's missing the little thing at the end. I would prefer it have perfection. How come none of these are actually tied to the end of it? Thanks, I hate it. And all my homies hate it too. It's never good when the homies hate it. Because that means it's bad. Yes. Guess that's the end, so we'll do it this way. I could actually make an underwater city that looks like this. Yeah, I really just need to have a quick explainer at the front on how to do things, and I also need to play through the game again to check and see what got screwed up. Because when I rotated the building, a bunch of stuff doesn't... Like, all the room infos don't change their size width, so they would spawn things in the wrong place. Because they're not designed to be rotated like that. So a lot of things got messed up in that. I think I fixed a bunch of them, though. I should be doing that, and really just focusing on the first part of the game. But I also find that the best work I do is when I just am doing whatever random crap amuses me at the time. Like, hear me out on this one. Like, whenever I just do random crap, life is good. The second I stop doing that, and I try to build a specific area, it just doesn't work out. Like, I just, that's not how I work. I know it. I ain't gonna pretend otherwise. I 100% know that's how it works for me. I'm gonna put unnecessary machinery places. It's kind of weird to jump on, but at the same time, it makes you feel like you're a tiny toy. Speaking of things that sound like a Final Fantasy track. I mean, this could easily be a Chocobo music. Chocobo Forest. You know, it occurs to me that I could just listen to Final Fantasy music all day because basically all of them seem like you could just play the games whenever and hear the music and it doesn't cause any copyright issues. Maybe I should just find old game music and just do that. Wouldn't be a bad decision. This would be the perfect music to play in the background of a cat wandering around doing things. Preferably a big dopey looking cat. Bonus points if the cat's doing something stupid. Maybe I'll have some rumors, something silly going on in it, and they're like, this is the music it'll play. No other explanation required. This is just the music that's going to play there. I do have some characters that are dopey. Like, well, actually, to be fair, most of the toys are insane, so they could actually just be doing whatever dopey crap they want. Why doesn't this line up? That's so weird. They're all at zeros, so I didn't change anything. Yeah, this is not even remotely even. I'm just gonna get a new one. Yeah. Not really much of a fan of it. Okay, listen. That bug has never gone away. You have a spline point clicked on one, you click another one, it doesn't actually treat it as that one's selected. It treats it as the old one is selected. Normally I don't like things that are super lined up and everything, but when you're dealing with pipes for a machine, chances are they should be pretty lined up. One would assume, right? I mean, like, you know, just saying. Try to move half this crap to production. Same thing with all this crap for that matter too. It should all be in production. And then in the data layer so I can have good FPS. I should make all those destroyable too. I need more destroyable things. Ah, no, see, I'll actually show you here. See, these things called data layers. And let me find production here. So the way it works is when you start, all these data layers are unloaded. And you have to tell it to load a data layer. And when it does, it loads everything in. I'm going to add all these things to this data layer here, and then if I unload the production data layer, everything that's only in the production data layer is now gone. Stuff that is not in the production data layer or is in other data layers will still be there. So if I take all these here and load them into production, like this real quick. If they're not loaded anywhere else, then they're just gone. And then when I load up production, it loads up everything that was, you know, there. Yeah. And there's a make, you just right click up here, or you go to data layers. If you don't have them, then it's what, tools, data layers, I believe, wherever that is. Blah blah blah. Where were you? Window. Yeah. No, that's just layers. It's gonna be under Windows somewhere. It's been so long I didn't remember. Blah, blah, blah. World partition. Yeah, world partition data layer outliner, right? You just do that, and then when this is up there, you just create a data layer, select data layer, name it whatever you want. It'll appear here. You can, I name them like data layer and then whichever chapter they're in so they can be organized, and I give them a name for the room. And then that's the room info. On my room info, which does a lot of things here. It has multiple boxes for it. And there's like 3 states to a data layer. There is unloaded, which means it's just not in memory. There's loaded, which means it's ready to go. And then there's the activated one where it's actually visible. And you want to load it in advance, so this way, you know, it'll appear in, like, you know, so you have a little load thing. That's how I have the closest one that activates it, like, you know, and then a farther one out for loading, and then a farther one out for that for unloading them, this boxes. And that's kind of the secret of it. It's under Poppet, so activate room. All you really need to know, none of that crap. I'm pretty certain it's just this one here, yeah. It's just set data layer runtime state. You just pick the data layer you're talking about, and it has to target the data layer manager if you want to, I mean, if you want to do it here, yeah. And then the state you want, the 3 states. Yeah, this is actually the best way to do it. This, like, it went from where I had the thing split up into 4 different maps because the game was so big, and the world partition doesn't handle. World partition does not unload things. It's not what it does at all. It keeps them all in memory, sort of. And the best trick you can do is have like duplicate things, like instances, like map level, like individual little mini levels and things like that that loads in and stuff that it can duplicate over and over, and that helps. But it doesn't really truly get rid of it like data layers do. So once that was the thing, I was able to put everything in one map. The whole game is now on one map. Except for the main menu is not, but everything besides the main menu is on one map. And there is, what, 5,615 actors supposedly? I think if they might not all be loaded in. We can load them all in. Let's see how many actors are really in this game. They'll take a second. There's 92 data layers. And you can do tricks too, because 2 data layers can occupy the same space and you can choose which one to load. So if I want a room to suddenly appear different, I just load a different data layer and suddenly everything is different. And they won't trample over each other at all. A useful thing. For certain. Hopefully the ad break didn't ruin everything I just said. Did it? Might have. Maybe. It's still loading things. Oh yeah, I've been doing a lot to optimize. I mean, you can also merge things together too to reduce draw calls and stuff. Lower the complexity of materials. Make it so like materials don't display at the really huge resolutions, because you don't even in a 4K game you don't need most things to display it with a 4K resolution. 6,324 actors, and if you look, it's like loading all things. I'll give it a second to do this, and we can see what the speed looks like just moving around. It's horrible. Jerka, 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 jerka. Jerka, jerka. A lot of this new stuff's not in data layers yet, so I was adding it there because I was like, oh, you know, I'm trying to reach a point where there's a lot of crap here. I better do something. All right, you can kind of see how much slower and jerkier everything is now as everything's loaded in. You know, it's obviously kind of a lot. So yeah, like some rooms are a little better than others, but it gets pretty bad. And that's just, you know, the editor and things. I also have a bunch of windows open. If I close these, it'd be a little bit better, but I'm not going to close all those because I got to remember where everything is. Actually, to be fair, no, I will close all those because I don't even know what I had open for any reason. Let me give you the accurate test here. See how much better it is now? Oh yeah, look at that. It's so much, a little better there. It's not too bad. Yeah, it's a little better, but some rooms are easier than others for certain. Or I unload all the data layers. I suppose I could have brought up FPS to show off this. And now, the little speed noises make me go faster, by the way, if you're curious. This is actually not in a data layer. This is a level that's being loaded, so yeah, it's huge. But then when you jump in, it'll trigger the data layer and load it. So my game looks totally empty now. If you drop directly into a room, it takes a little longer, obviously, but I'm just adding crap in this room. My FPS isn't going to be too great because my computer can't handle the game by itself with while streaming very well, but it's not too bad. I only ever get like in the mid 30s when I'm streaming and running it in Unreal Engine, so. But I get 60 to 70 FPS on my 1060. Of course, I sold a 1060, but it has a 1060 6GB card. My old office computer, and I was getting 60 to 70 FPS playing, so. Turns out when you're not streaming and running Unreal Engine, game run real good. And you see how many things are currently loaded right now? There shouldn't be this many loaded. That's weird. Why is there 5,000 assets loaded? Oh, sorry, 575 are loaded. Some don't even exist, apparently. Unless they're loaded in. They've been on the thingy. Yeah, there's all these unloaded things you can see. Yeah, that made the biggest difference, because before it was only about maybe 2,000-3,000 was the most you could basically get in the open world crap with the world partition. Because of how this is built, like, the problem I have here is I'm building vertically, and that system is not very good for vertical at all. It's just not built for it. It's built for you to just split things out by moving things out way distance. Basically, they just want you to build a forest and have you craft crap in it by knocking down trees. That's what Unreal Engine's really built to make, this one particular game. So it's just generating things you go, because, yeah, exactly, like Fortnite. It's built to make Fortnite. It happens to make other games too, but it's mostly built to make Fortnite, so the more your game's like Fortnite, the better off you are. So I've had to redo a lot. Like, the amount of time wasted due to having to redo things so that the engine could be happy with it is huge. People are like, well, you could do it this way, it's way easier. Yeah, you could, and trust me when I say the resource requirements, the way you're doing it, when, you know, taken to an extreme number that I'm gonna have to do, is just gonna be a problem. You see when I was reducing the number of draw calls and everything like that, so now these are like singular buildings and stuff. Well, you can't really tell because it's a single level thing, but a lot of things have been vastly reduced, redone, and whole areas are just remade. You have to get rid of things like, you know, splines don't work very well, so you don't want those to exist. So you need to merge those into things, which is why I have whole sections that have been merged into stuff. Like, up here is a pipe maze, I believe, yeah, in the library. Where you at, library? Yeah, which is why this is now one giant thing. They're using one material. So this way, except for obviously the end caps aren't, but this way, you know, it only does the one draw call for it. Otherwise, this was over 50 draw calls, and every time it loaded in, it was like 50 different instructions to a processor, and that adds up. Now it's just loading one shape. So things like that really make a difference. But having to redo that, redoing the whole game to fit the stupid data layer thing was another obnoxious thing as well. I tested every level system they had. Here I'm using the foliage system. I don't like the foliage system. I'll say it. I don't like it at all. It looks good for what it is, but the issue is that you can't data layer it. So it's always around. Same thing with the landscape system. You can't data layer it, so you better want that landscape because it's always loaded. That just isn't very good. What does this person want? I think I have a business message real quick. I gotta set up a meeting for tomorrow. I keep moving where production is too. Like I say, I'm just kind of building. I don't know what I'm doing. Just making stuff. That's when this is at its most fun. You just make things. That's a real life lesson I've learned as a game dev is the first version shouldn't be perfection. It should just be a concept that just gets something in there. You just need some idea. That's it. Just something. Because you can always, you know, make it better later. But if you have nothing, then you're just working from nothing. Like, you know, if you try to make perfection, you're not going to arrive at perfection on the first try. It just doesn't work like that. So, yeah. wish I made a single right angle for this, but I didn't. Why am I doing that? I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Could have done it either direction, but I didn't. Like the water? Nice. Yeah, the new water is much better. I followed a video on how to make it, so I just made the material and it solved a lot of problems. Look at how much better it looks at night. See the reflection off the moon for some reason, yeah. The game's definitely designed to be looked at night, for certain. Your game looks so much better at night, but man, it's hard to design in the dark. Maybe I have pipes going down both sides and I have some sort of thing down at the bottom where you have to like locate some sort of thing. Like enemies could come flooding out of things like that until he could move herself somewhere inside the maze and you have to sit there and wipe her, take her out before she keeps spawning more. You're forced to run through a maze over and over. Not a bad idea. I was worried there wouldn't be enough space, but you know, if I make it more vertical of a boss fight, there can be space. I'll put this over here so I remind myself that I have it. I don't know if I like it, but there should probably be a metal wall here and not the other, but I don't know, whatever. That's a future problem. Future me problem. Oops. Just two things selected? Yes. These should both be in production. Oh, they're already in the production thing. Well, they should be over there. I try to organize if I can. I like to have little mini games like that. I don't really want to just be slug fights, you know, where you just sit there and just, you know, wail on them over and over. And usually it's the next round of them or something like that that turns into, like, usually the final round that turns into the weird fight. Just to make it interesting, you know? I need to shorten this, or cram this into a wall, either or. Oh, cool. I have a trade tomorrow at 3. Nice. Yep. I don't know if I want rail puzzles or if I actually... Like, I have one real puzzle so far, as you know, just find the solution to it while you're going along. You don't have to, but if you do, you get a tarot card from it. But I kind of like just, you know, contextual things where it changes, like this, the boss changes and forces you to have to try to figure out what to do next. It'd probably be pretty good. I just copy pasted this over. I didn't make a special thing for this at all. No, 7.5 maybe. 0.75, my bad. I had it right the first time. I want the pipe to fit in here. I might just have that as like a thing. Just have just a singular pipe in the center for the incredibly weird thing there. And Tilly waiting here. And she's just kind of guarding the pipe where the toys come out. But I'm not gonna let you go into this pipe, obviously. I could technically, but that would not work very well. The game's just not built to go in that order. Because I'd want to block it. It would mostly just be a visual, if anything. This probably works. And then you just move this all the way over? Is that the thing? Oh. Oh. I think I shrunk the size of this one, but I didn't shrink that one. I'm gonna get rid of this one, just do this one since this one's already the right size. Kinda. At least it's vertically the right size. Oh, I want to push this away from the window anyway. True. I need to leave enough space for the window to be a thing. And that pipe. But I'm probably gonna have a front thing on here too. And then like a little door going into the thing. Is that the plan? Might be. I'll make custom stuff in a second. I just want to move things around until I know exactly what I'm doing. Because I don't know what the plan is yet. I'm figuring it out as I go. A lot of my plan for this game consists of what can and can't be done, you know? Like what's really possible to do and what's just, you know, a flight of fancy. Because too often, a lot of my initial plans, they were flights of fancy. Other stuff makes just no sense. It's like, well, you could do that, but why? Because now if I have all these windows you can go in and out of, then I gotta worry about actually making them accessible, and then, you know, they wouldn't obviously be blocked. The ones that are blocked are just literally walled off here in the first place. Some things make no sense, like the water thing being on the second floor, but hear me out, I already designed it, so it's too late now. The whole second area is based around water. Unless I want to push the building farther into the ground, but... I really wanted the basement to be the creepy area because it's the basement and everyone automatically assumes the basement's creepy. So if I don't, like if you go down a floor and it's just normal, like the first floor of the basement is normal, that just ruins it, right? The basement has like lost all of its mystery. But if the basement is, you know, this strange area that people don't go to, and it's a little more different, you know? Like an attic, you know? Once you establish the attic isn't creepy anymore, it's just... can't win it back. It's just no longer creepy. It's just over. At least I have a battle plan now for this. That's good. I think these don't have to be as tall. I think this need to be shorter. You probably want to be like some sort of setup like this thing and then cut it short. Yeah. So once you show the monster, it's, you know, too late to take it back. The monster is no longer as scary as if you didn't show the monster. So take the toy maker in this. If I show you the toy maker, then the toy maker loses all of his mystique. But if I don't show you the toy maker, then you'll keep wondering, wait a minute. Ooh, what is, like, what's the toy maker? Like, what's he like? Well, what are we talking here? Like, he's some crazy serial killer? Like, is like, what are we talking? Like, is he a horrible monster? Is he just some old guy? I don't know. And you don't either. See, that's the thing. If you don't know, then it's much more exciting. And Poppet doesn't know, so... I definitely want them to be Poppet. That's my goal. Make them be Poppet. In every world, that's what I want. Some story ideas won't work, though. I want certain things to be, and some things I refuse to give up. The other stuff, I was just like, you know, in hindsight, man, I got nothing. I don't know how that's ever going to work. I just can't do it. What I have at my disposal will not achieve the goal. It's either beyond my know-how or beyond the assets I have to make work, or beyond the time that I can afford to put into it. So anything that falls into those just gets kicked. It's like, nope, we're just kicking it. I can't do that. Just need to accept that some things can never be. I guess I don't need the rails if I'm gonna do that. That's true. The rails don't have to be. So now I designed a maze for that, and then the battle happens in this small area, and I just get rid of this. I'll put it up here or something just for something that looks cool, I guess. Remade shit like this kind of sucks because you can't really make it interactive in any real way. I guess you could put like a specific hit thing on there or something in a small spot and have that when you hit it do damage or something. Show that it's hot. I don't know. I suppose that does work. No? Thought shift end was supposed to bring it down. Nope. No, sir. Today it doesn't. Alright, people, after your game makes money, do updates. Yeah. It's one of those games where I want it to come out and be pretty good unless I do early access, in which case we could do less than that, which I might end up doing early access, is true. And just adding more to the building as I go. I kind of wanted the main story figured out, and then I could, you know, add in DLCs. I mean, if the game does well, I'll start releasing a bunch of free DLCs for it just to make the game better, because, you know, all they really care is they buy the initial game, right? Once they bought the initial game, I want them to be happy with it and tell all their friends. And if nobody likes the game, then there will be no DLCs. There you go, perfect. 10 out of 10. Best strategy ever. If the game sucks, we just won't talk about it, and we'll all move on with our lives. I do not believe I will make a second game if this one flops. It is true. I doubt I will. Maybe. No Battle Pass? Yeah. I don't know, man. If Xbox wants to give me a whole bunch of money to put it on Battle Pass, I guess. Or, sorry, the Xbox Game Pass, what I think is what it was. It's not really a Battle Pass, is it? Like, if the game makes me a good chunk of change, then I'll make more, or I'll keep expanding upon it, you know, depending upon how much we're talking. If it barely scrapes by, then probably not going to add to it a bunch, but maybe I will. Maybe it depends if I just really like it. Could happen. Move this from the other data layer. I know the game I wanted to make, though, and this game can never truly be what I wanted. There's certain things that I really wanted. Just, yeah. Because I think when I first imagined it more like the kind of AAA adventure type of thing you would see that would be kind of like an It Takes Two type of setup, but that can never be. With how the cutscenes work, not how the gameplay worked, obviously. But I can't do that. There's just no world. Cutscenes take big studios forever. How in the world would I get all those done? I couldn't. It's just not possible. Unless I want to AI a bunch of cutscenes, in which case I don't think anyone's going to like that. Who knows, maybe AI will be that good by then. You know, that's just what everyone does. I kind of think that's kind of what people do now. Explains all of YouTube at this point. Of course, I also hate YouTube at this point as far as watching it. Like, I don't watch anything on YouTube anymore. It's very rare. It's just a bunch of AI crap or the same stuff over and over, and I'm just like, I just don't care. I need something else to watch. I have watched a surprising amount of animated crap recently. Anything that seems like it would be designed for, like, you know, to showcase any character being small, I've watched for certain. Hate the AI adverts, that's fair. I just block every advertisement. I'm a terrible person. I block all advertisements on YouTube. I block all advertisements on Twitch. And I advocate everyone else do it too, because I don't get money off YouTube ads, and Twitch ads don't pay anything anyway, so block them. Go for it. Go nuts. I don't care. At the end of the night, I might not make the 20 cents or whatever that the ads pay. Nice. I really enjoyed the first Castlevania series. I did not enjoy the second one very much. I'll say it. I think that the second series was... Richter's a little bitch. It's really what it is. He's a little bitch. Nobody likes him. He whines, he cries. That's not the Richter I saw in all these things. Also, they Netflixed his girlfriend. Gave her some slavery subplot, and I was like, they knew each other the whole time. He's from there too. He had nothing to do with being a slave. They just made all this shit up. The whole reason for Rondo of Blood happening was that Dracula stole his girlfriend. Guess what didn't happen? The whole plot for Rondo of Blood. Maria, they did an okay job on Maria. I'll give her that much. Sure, fair enough. I mean, I wasn't expecting much out of Maria. She's much better looking when she's in her, like, you know, shows up in Symphony of the Night as an adult. Hear me out on this one. She plays like Mega Man if you happen to find the version of Castlevania Symphony of the Night with her. It's really good. Turns out Castlevania Symphony of the Night was not made for Mega Man. Pretty much. Yeah. But overall, I think the first season had its good points. I can't believe that, oh gosh, that weird gay vampire guy, I can't remember his name now, but they sure made a point of making him, showcasing how gay he was in many, many scenes. That part was... Listen, I just fast forward now. If I see, I just fast forward. I just move right on. It's that simple. I just skip it. It just doesn't happen. Olrox. He was a character that was a complete loser in Symphony of the Night, and they actually gave him somewhat of an interesting plot. Also, he's some gay dude. He was not that in the other, but he got Netflixed. Okay, fine. But if you just fast forward past that... Did the game have the same story? No. Honestly, I don't fault them too badly for them changing the story around for Castlevania, because if you've ever looked, Castlevania basically doesn't have hardly any plot. It's like maybe 2 pages of them like that, and, like, you know, some corny lines from Dracula, a couple points, and maybe like an underling talks, and Death usually says like 2 or 3 lines. That's it. Like, there's no real plot to Castlevania. Like, some of the later ones kind of tried to have a plot, but it was like paper thin, okay? So I can't fault them too much. Some things they didn't need to add, but I mean, they Netflixed Isaac in the first thing there, and he turned out to be way more interesting than he ever was. He was I don't even think he was a character before, and I was like, well, he went on a whole freaking journey and learned all these things. Like, man, this character got way more interesting. So sometimes Netflix doesn't, you know, screw it up, but That's only sometimes. Yeah, the first season was pretty good. Actually, the first series was really good with Trevor and the like. I mean, I guess my only gripe is they gave Sophia short hair, which just looks bad in general on women, but you know, besides that, aesthetically, I liked her less than in the games. She was a very cool character outside of the aesthetic, like. Short hair does never looks good on women. You can lie to yourself and say it does. It doesn't. Trust me. Let's just save everyone the time. Nobody believes you. It's just cope. Also, where did this one go? It's like this pipe being there when I thought I made a duplicate. It's just coping. I apparently moved it and did not duplicate it. Apparently I can't move it now either. You gonna let me move it, buddy? What just happened there? I have so many questions. Actually, I have just one. What just happened there is really the only question. Did you duplicate it? You did. Devil May Cry was pretty fun. I have no gripes about it. It was just as fun. Was it the best thing they've ever made? No. Did I enjoy it? Yeah. But pretty much on par with Devil May Cry. I think they had more to work with Devil May Cry, so maybe that helped, but I do think that the first Castlevania series is better, though. Is it? Oh, damn, I got something to watch in, well, probably 8 days, because I'm sure I'll watch it on a, you know, third-party website. Wink, wink, hint, hint. In defense of third-party websites, I wouldn't know half this crap even existed if it wasn't for them. Like, there's so many streaming services, and it's like, this is on what? Huh? Never even heard of this service. What are we talking here? The, oh gosh. Twisted Metal was like that. I was like, so you're on Peacock. The hell is Peacock? It's just some bird fanning its tail out there and just, you know, it just plays on the back of it. You're like, oh. Yeah, yeah. And they'll have like one show that's any good on there that I'd want to watch, and it's like, man, just put it on some place where I can watch it, and I don't have to pay for a whole service for 1 month just to see the show. Because I believe it or not, I'm not actually going to pay for this service. I'm more than likely just skipping the show outright. Because I don't really care. Hear me out. I just don't care. You might think I care, but trust me, I don't. It's not duplicating things very well, is it? You duplicated this, right? Good. I will say that Netflix actually makes the vast majority of the good things that I end up watching. I'll say it. They do. They just do. Amazon sure doesn't. Good God, Amazon sure doesn't. Oh, man. I am caught up on Invincible. And I have seen Fatum Eve, you know, and she's pretty gross. I was like, wow, way to just destroy this character. Now I don't even like this character and hope she dies. Perfect. Sweet. She was cool after she had her own show. Over that one episode where it was just an Adam Eve episode that was like a prequel thing. She was so cool. And then what happened? Torpedoed a character. Just on the show, shorter seasons now. And this, yeah. I recall a day when shows had 22 or 23 episodes. About that. Those were the good days. I didn't realize how good we had it. Now I do. Do I ever? Now, just as I get excited, it's already over. And I guess in some cases, it's still like an 8-hour movie that comes out effectively, because that's pretty much how I do. I'll end up binging the shit out of them. Like, I binged all of, every time a One Piece season came out, I just binged it. It was like, I'm just here for it. A lot of things are short form now. Like, people's attention spans are lower, but I think that actually what it really is not actually anything to do with that so much as just the cost up front. They just try a bunch of ideas and see if it works. And then if it works, well, they're already doing a tiny version of it, so it doesn't matter. They just kind of stick with it. Oh, thanks for following, Zakia52. Oh. Oh, you're a bot. I got all excited, but then I realized on Kick it's just another bot. Hey, bro. I'm here to scam you. Please connect to me on Discord. A service that in no way, shape, or form is known for the 9 billion scams on it. No. Ah. Now that we've solved that problem. Thanks for the follow. Sucker. Yeah. Oh, okay. I got a welcome, bro. Oh, man. That's very exciting. Normally they just follow, tell me they're gonna, you know, scam me on Discord and then leave and never talk. Kudos for being the first one. You never forget your first, you know. It's what they tell me. I don't know if that's true. But it might be. Not a scam? Uh-huh. The same canned message over and over and over from everyone and their grandmother on Kick. Usually a couple times a night at least. Yeah, when they post this in, yeah, pretty much. That's true. Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Anyone who wants to show up in my chat and then contact him on Discord, yeah, pretty much. Hey bro, I just met you. Please contact me on Discord. Yeah, that never sounds bad at all. I know you want to talk to me randomly on Discord. No, I don't. Tell me, like, random messages hard to get on Discord that are scams? Holy shit. Or people going, hey man, I'm like having troubles and I really need money. Please, can you, I just need some artwork, just something, anything. As they have their like AI tab open ready to go for whatever they ask them to do. So, nope, sorry, I'm not actually hiring anybody, but if you want to show me your catalog of stuff, maybe some year I'll hire. I'm lying, I'm never going to hire them. Trust me, if you contact me via Discord for your services, you're probably not good enough to merit me actually doing it. I just look for work in the wild, I see where I'm like, wow, that's awesome, I need to contact this person. Oh yeah, trying to sell stream graphics. Anything they can make with AI. Yeah. Sorry, India. I'm not supporting you. Well, I mean, people clearly not from India. Yeah, I didn't believe it when I said it either. The scam capital of the world. So yes, now my default assumption is everything is a scam unless proven otherwise. And I don't usually give them a chance to prove otherwise, because I honestly don't care. Yeah, I just don't care. I definitely think there was like a bit of a shift in attitude for how I viewed streaming and everything like that. Before I was like all like, oh, blah, blah, I don't care. I'm just do whatever I'm doing. I could be banned tomorrow from all 3 platforms and it wouldn't change my life one bit. I don't care. Like, I just go, yeah, just say exactly what I mean. Yep. Get a laugh out of it. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have multiple little tunnels to travel through here, and you'll just find her and fight her in these ones, something like that. I'll probably make it more complicated in the central section. I'll probably put a little thing in here to wander between them. Maybe just a bunch of little, like, you know, grid thing you see, just have to find her and hit her or something like that. She has to fit in the pipes, though. I'll have to make her smaller. Actually surprised that people actually showed up to watch. Given that I haven't streamed in like 4 billion years. Or close enough to 4 billion years, because let's be real here. If you don't stream for like a week, that's like forever in internet time. It's been like months. Whatever. Sometimes months, okay? Listen, it's fine. I'll probably try to do more regular streaming around this time. I just think in general, as long as I don't feel like crap or something. I stream for 2-3 hours, maybe 4 if I'm feeling, you know, frisky, but So much of this game was designed literally just me just kind of dicking around things, just like, oh yeah, I'll do this or that, whatever. Oftentimes just as I was streaming, it's like, oh, I'll try this. Like here, I just started building crap and now look what I'm building. When I sat down, this was not what I was planning on doing. I had no idea what I was going to build. I was just going to start putting things in this room and figure it out. I was building a dumb little city over here that didn't really get very far, but I'll make something. It'll be like loaded down with city things to the sides here. I'll probably hide a key somewhere in here and maybe have a way to get up here or something. Yeah. Yeah. Pretty much, yeah. It's just, you just start working on things and you just start, and it's like, maybe this, maybe this. Oh. I'm going to pop out into here, so once I can do whatever I want in this section and have it nice and open. But I just had no idea, and then you're going to head down into this area down here, and there'll be some sort of, maybe other little buildings down here, I don't know. And then security. And then down into chapter 3. Where you will meet Sir Tin. Wait, is that in the wall? Is there a light in the wall? Is that what I saw here? No, okay. I can't wait till I get to the last areas where everything's much creepier. This is the track I might use in that area. Sure, though, give me a brief second here because I'm going to take a quick bio break and then you can tell me all about it because I want to hear all about it. But tell this alcohol would also like to, would like a word too, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'll be right back. Alright, I return. This is the first time I really felt that bad in a while from just like streaming and everything. Like, chiropractor doing good things. Well, thank you. Yes. So tell me all about your game. Inquiring minds would like to know. Yes. And I'm going to keep building my strange contraption while you talk. Yes. Tell me a story. Oh, you had it ready for me, huh? Players scan cans, get random technical questions. Agree, disagree, or not sure options. Would I drink this? Agree, disagree, not sure. Like, each choice changes ethical stats like honesty, empathy, greed, and self-preservation. The environment reacts slowly to your decisions. Narrator provides witty, dark, sarcastic commentary throughout. In your final personality report, ethical classification. Oh. This says Nuka-Cola on it. It glows in the dark and has rads coming off it. Would you drink this? This is water from LA. Would you drink this? Can I have the Nuka-Cola back? Probably safer. Definitely interesting. Not like you turn more into a party game than anything else, right? So people could have like, I guess to be fair, that would probably just appeal to a lot of women, honestly. Ones that like, you know, take all the personality tests. It's almost entirely women who do it. So they, you add some cute things like that, like which kitten they like, the agree, disagree, or not sure kitten. I mean, they'll always pick the agree kitten. Come on, they're agreeable. Be a weird personality test thing with kittens. And the cans working, you process them. Process them. Uh-oh. You just put them into the machine, processes them. I mean, there was a guy who made a game where you played as a rock and you just watched the environment react to time. And apparently people were buying that, so I mean, I guess watching the environment react is actually something people want to do with their time. This was not something I thought about doing with my time, but hear me out. Apparently other people thought it was the chosen thing to do. Oh, coconut. Well, there was one year where you were a rock. I was like, okay. Use the rock, huh? That's crazy. That's cray-cray. That's cray-cray, man. Yeah. But I mean, people be liking this stuff. And no one tell you different. I think that, you know, if it's tied to some kind of party game thing, it probably does better. Just because people could compare stuff. But so I guess if it's agree, disagree, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong on the party game thing. That's true. I don't know. I could be wrong. It's possible. Stanley Parable? Okay, okay. I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it. This could work. Oh, I need to give space for this window. Oops. Let's go about here then. I realize I want more pipes for them to come out of. And have like a little pipe maze thing in here. Well, this might not be very big, so I have to look and debate on this, but maybe I don't want to have this, the ramp as close here. Maybe the ramp farther back, but the stairs are here. More pipes, yes. I mean, it's steampunk, right? I figure as time goes by, I'll keep adding more and more crazy looking steampunk weird things to it, and just it'll get stranger and stranger for sure. I wonder if this is a big enough arena. With the pipes, I guess it'll be different because I'm gonna have like additional pipes at the sides here, and then like a super pipe or something. I think I can make this a big enough arena. It's not a very big arena for sure. But if we factor in the pipes below, she'll have to be way smaller, obviously. Probably gonna change how Tilly looks too. I just took a creepy model thing I had set up. It was supposed to be an enemy and use that. Guess I'll have to go farther forward too. Oh, this battle will take way longer because of the slow motion under the water. Oops. Oh, maybe I leave the little lip there so you can jump on it easier. Oh, that's interesting. Just as make the player's life not suck so hard. Oh, but now that lip is actually, I can't get over it. I may have to work how I do underwater, so it's... The slow-mo is weird. He's like, I'll jump down here too, sucker. I'm obviously gonna make it where she can't do that. First, we make the concept battle arena, and then we worry about everything else. Yes. I heard this track so many times since it was like the default level music for the other game I was making. That game had a good concept though. I may still turn it into a small game at some point. Well, the gameplay had a good concept. Everything else was stupid, but... Probably get rid of these pillars. I don't think they need to be necessary here, or maybe they'll be more centralized to look like they're holding stuff up. Like farther forward like this. Oh. The poor scammer unfollowed me. How sad. Overrun kick. +0 followers today. My life is ruined. Because I can only gain validation through random people following me on the internet. We're probably all bots from India anyway. My validation now. What will I do? How will I ever consider myself important if random people on the internet doesn't like my stuff? Oh no. I don't know if he's still listening or not, but if he is, oh no. I don't get out much. It's true. Just having some issues there copying it, huh, buddy? Friendo. We're waiting. We're waiting. It shouldn't take this long to copy. Okay. I don't know what that was, but it's annoying. This doesn't seem like a very even box, does it? Give me a little more even for this, though. I'm just gonna get rid of this old railing. I don't need this. That was a byproduct of my god age. These will probably be made smaller, or maybe I'll just make them as, like, not even being there. This is just gonna be some hidden box that supposedly produces toys. In which case I probably need pipes coming out of it, because its ways obviously come out of the pipes, right? Or out of this pipe specifically. Makes the toys. And then just other pipes will exist. This doesn't connect very well to my pipe network, does it? It could. I guess I should save at some point. I don't know when the last time I saved was. Did the ads ever finish? I mean, I assume they did. So it is Twitch, and they could just be waiting for you to, like, you know, look at it, and then they go, yeah. Then they'll play the ads. You never know. Never know. I think I need like a little central area here, and then it needs to connect up to these two. So, well, I guess it could be, I kind of want it to be more maze-like than this, which means I probably want to turn these ones into a thing as well. I probably need one of... Is this the one I want? That seems like a bit more than I want. This kind? Yeah, that'll do. Move this one to production real fast, so when I duplicate it, it'll all be in there. This is most certainly not what I thought I was going to be working on. I just like, oh, let's kind of dick around with this, and then maybe I'll make something in chapter 3, and... Nope, we're doing this now. I said we're making pipe mazes. Yeah. As long as it's all underwater, you can simply jump up them, so I don't even have to worry about the pipe mazes being, you know, normally traversable, because Poppet can only double jump at this point, so I wouldn't be able to traverse this naturally, but with water in it I can. Also, I need to pay off for, you know, the Emperor, right? Because again, like, you spend almost all this chapter trying to get the Emperor, you finally get it, and there better be some use for the damn Emperor, okay? Like, it's not okay if he's not used for the Emperor. Like, we got some... There's gonna be words if we can't use it. Though to be fair, and a lot of the other Metroidvanias I played, you'll get an ability and use it just once all the time, so there'll only be a handful used all the time. I could just do water the whole way down. It could just be a waterworks park, except for the very top for some bizarre reason. That's not what's happening, is it? There's gonna be enemies wandering through them. Like, she's gonna summon little enemies. And I think that once she, you know, you hit her like that, she'll, like, you know, maybe probably just teleport back up, because making her crawl through the pipe would be difficult. It can be done, but it seems like a lot of effort. And then, like, have her, like, you know, start shooting things down these or something. So you gotta work your way back up, so we kind of go between the two or something like that. A mad chase through the pipes kind of thing. Because, you know, pretty much every boss summons helpers at this point, I've found. Otherwise, it's just... Well, no, Patrick does. Patrick spits out helpers, and then... Yeah, he just spits out helpers, so... So for every boss, except that isn't Charlotte, summons helpers. But how else am I going to make it where there's a reason to go in the pipes, I guess? Like, you could go find her, but if there's no pressure on the player the whole time, they could just sit there and recover. It's kind of the downsides of the system I made, is that, while it is fun, you have to constantly pressure the player. Like, if in a fight the player is ever allowed to be left alone where there's a light nearby, they can just recover all their stats. So, you know, it's like, I can't let that happen. There has to be a danger for just standing there. Like, you can still recover your stats, but you have to, like, fight or something while you're doing it. Otherwise, it's just doesn't work out very well, you know? I have found that a lot of the mechanics I employ in games often involve use of a lot of mechanics where they constantly pressure the player and force the player to move really fast. Time is a big thing that I tend to play with a lot. In every game I've made, time has been such a factor. Not a direct timer. Wow, okay, one game did have a direct timer, so, you know. That one kills all joy in the world, but besides that one... Well, the timer was actually the world disintegrating, so... An interesting timer for sure. Yeah, just put these on top of each other, I guess. I don't know. I did have a lot of fun with that. Well, I have to hit these pipes here, so... Well, I can just loop around, I guess. Oh, it needs to be a curved one here. I'll find some interesting mechanics. Like, say, just having her have to wander through the maze and everything like that is at least different. There's so many mechanics in this game, I don't know how different I need to be with each fight, to be honest. Poppet's got so many mechanics. But I gotta also make use for a lot of the mechanics too, so maybe. This pipe, unfortunately, is in the way of doing things. Unless this pipe just goes into here, and then I just block the entrance to the other stuff. Is that what I'm doing? Guess I'll save at some point in here. It should be fun, I hope. Well, I mean, guess the first version doesn't have to be that fun, to be honest, because, you know, I'll keep tweaking it. And it's not like the other bosses are even the best I want them to be at this point. I've been kind of reworking them as I go, because, well, I don't know, I just come with slightly better ideas to make them a little more fun. So for the most part, I think Vu and Patrick are both fine. I either go around it or I incorporate it. I could incorporate it. I don't think the bottom area is going to get used necessarily. I kind of push it back. Can she get between this? Probably. She is really oh, she could, yeah, okay. Not even a problem. So she can get into the water area. Oh, well. Guess I got to turn immunity to water. Do I want to completely eliminate this area, or do I want it to be an option? I kind of think I want to eliminate this area, other than maybe coming back later to get into it. Because I don't really want it to be a factor in the fight. But afterwards, if you can get into this area without like, once you've already beaten Tilly, I don't care. And then I can hide something extra outside of the pipes. Yeah, I think that's how I should do it. More pipes is what I just heard. Yay, more pipes. Yeah, exactly. I'm not sure if I'll block this, but I have this whole area down here, you see. I can't put it in this corner. But I'm going to set up a bunch of pipes first, and then I'll probably put it as like a central thing maybe here or something, so they can just do it. Or actually I could have it drop down to... Or you could enter by just simply jumping over the things too after you leave. That's true. Of course, getting back out is a problem. These I'm probably getting rid of, in all honesty. They're not on top of anything, and I don't think they really fit. And they do kind of move, but the issue is that Poppet can hit them, and it does weird crap, and I don't know if I like that. For production has to look like it does something. It's important. Waste not, want not. I didn't think I'd be gamifying this room immediately, but here we are. I mean, if your concept has a gamification built into it, that's pretty good. Saves a lot of time. Obviously, my area is, you know, passes all safety protocols. Hear me out on this one. Nobody ever gets maimed or injured in my factory here. These things that are just moving over by like, where people are walking, it's fine. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Yeah, look at that. Look how safe that looks. Don't even ask why it's going in the ground. I don't even know. Whatever, it's fine. It's purely safe. Obviously needs to go on top of something, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I'll put a box underneath them for no explanation beyond that. Yeah, yeah. Looks safe. Probably just stop it from going in that. That's the problem. If you look at this, like, it just causes all kinds of issues. So I probably can't do this because, you know, because you can't really get out. Perfect. What a great gameplay setup. So yeah, I got out. See, it stays. Totally got out. We just won't talk about it. Basically, I'm gonna have to have holes in the ground here. So I'll have to make a new pipe thing for holes. I think that's what I'm gonna do here. Is just put a bunch of holes in this thing or make a new one. Not right now, but that should fix any problems I have with the floor. I might just make one giant box and not even have a bunch of separate floor things. Just make a solid box, put some holes in it. These points here. I need to settle on some story decisions because there's like the main story, but there's a few little things that might change how I build stuff if I want the story to play out a little bit differently. There's definitely a lot of ways I could take the main story. I do have an overarching plot, but some slight details will affect how certain rooms are built. I could make it where these pipes don't connect. That's an interesting idea right there. Like if they don't connect right here, or I just say, nah, I'm good. These ones can connect over here, but it just makes the maze a little more interesting if it's not completely symmetrical. Oh. Optionally, I can have a central plaza section here. Essentially, even like a box that everything goes into. Either just pipes or a box. And the pipes could, or the box thing could be everything entering it, I guess, and you could exit through the various things. That'd be less maze-like. Not sure if like. They did a real good job making this. I could just do a singular thing and not do that. They don't really fit very well. Maybe I do that. That gives less options in the maze though. But the problem is these aren't, they're kind of the wrong size to do that. I could just delete this and then just ram them together and hope it works. Close enough. That doesn't really stick through, that's fine. And then from here I can run the pipe down too as well. I don't want it to be too annoying. I could just have a box at each level too. Like 3 different boxes that she could be in. Instead of just having it being all pipes everywhere. So you swim down to each of the boxes and try to find her. And have her just appear in each of the boxes. Some fine pipe crafting music. Like it's some sort of, you know, crafting game or something, or maybe like a steampunk world sim or something where you just, you know, simulate making worlds. Sim City, but with dolls. Okay, I have this selected. Why in the world are we not counting that as being selected? So it puts it on all the sides. There we go. Yeah, I think I like the 3-box idea. And she's hiding in one of the boxes, and the boxes are just 3 different floors. I don't want it to be a full maze. That seems awkward. But if I just connect these like this, with a contraption in the center, maybe I make the contraption a little less big so that it fits between those pillars. Taller. Maybe a little taller just so it works a little better. I ram the pipes into the sides. Is that what we're doing? Man, we're doing a little much this side here. That could work. It's probably need to be pretty tall though. I'm not sure I can put 3 of them on top of each other. It'd be kind of tough. Actually, I could also just make it one giant thing like that and then just put 3 holes inside it. Maybe. Instead, or I put like these ones, like, why not just put 3, like one giant thing holding it up? Yeah, that makes sense. No, it looks like a support column. Perfect. Perfect. Right. All right, I'll be here. Slaving away. My struggle, it is so real. Do this. Actually, before I do all that, let's move them all to production, so when I duplicate it, they'll all still be in production. Hey, perfect. Now the pipes can connect like this, and then I can use this same thing here and put another one inside it for up here. And just kind of connect everything to like a central section here, and then there's space for fighting. Or maybe I'll give her like little power things or something like that that activate, you gotta destroy or something, and then you can finally hurt her or something. I don't know. That's not a bad idea too. Question is, do I make it larger? I could. Of course, then there's no space to wander around later. But if I want these to be almost like a place to fight, I kind of need to spread it out. Ooh. You know, hear me out on this one. I don't need this floor. Why not just use this as the floor? And then just keep adding to things and changing it as I go? Why do I even need these pillars at that point? Why not just have this be the floor and then just have holes in it? Seems way smarter. Because then you put holes in it anyway. Well, maybe. Maybe I don't like that, because then these other pipes here need to have holes for all that. I hate this plan now. I had a better plan now. I don't like it. Nah. That plan was terrible. I have a better plan now. I mean, I guess to be fair, I could... Well, I kind of want the pipes to connect up a little more like that, so... I have a pipe connected to each of these holes here, and have holes in, like, weird sections inside it. Let's do a third one down here, and that covers all that, I guess. Just reverse the direction on you. Or see this. That. Pink bird. Hasn't come back from his door yet, huh? Oh my gosh. Is there like some murder mystery now going on with Only Good Sir? Is that what happened? We're gonna see some YouTube thing about, you know, some sort of mystery, Mr. Ballin or something, talking about how, you know, 3 places that, you know, you shouldn't go, and then, you know, people went there anyway, and Only Good Sir's door is apparently one of those. I could see it. I could see it. I might just shrink the size of these a bit. Stupid alcohol thing made my hand a little wet. When you go to type it, it's just like, oh, gross. Thanks, I hate it. All right, I got over my keyboard too. I refuse to have my hand sticking to the keys as I type. It's annoying. Really, I had no idea how this was going to look. Just going wild with it. I'm sure I'll end up changing it to match whichever abilities I really give the boss, but like when I see how it actually plays out, the conceptual thing. But that's not now. It's later. Well, that's an interesting idea. I can actually just connect them both the same way, where you enter through here and then pop back out and then go this way back in. Thus eliminating this little midsection here. Well, it's not a bad idea. Or I could optionally just not do that. Have you have to go all the way around to get into it. Like, I don't want the maze to be like the most symmetrical thing ever. Also, getting into this one's a little weird. Because that's where you enter at? So potentially I want this to be entered differently. Well, I see it now. If this one's a shortcut into here, then they'll jump in this one first to get in. Or I guess this one also works the same way, where you jump into one of these ones here. Those would be the fastest ones. You would never use these willingly, I would imagine. Unless they also had the same shortcut, then you'd go into any of them. So maybe that's necessary for that. Well, either way, I gotta block this side off, because if I don't, there's no problem going on there. It's just complete pipes. It's weird, it'll kind of lock up a bit, and then if I click off and then click again, it'll let it move. Interesting. These don't match it very well. That's okay though. This is connected to everything, so we'll keep that one instead. Do I want this to turn over this direction? There's nowhere to really go in. Well, I guess I need some way into here. Not everything has to be the most symmetrical. That is true. See, unfortunately, working these rooms, they're so small. The camera's just like, vroom. I mean, they're big for Poppet, but it does kind of obscure my vision a lot. Probably something along these lines. Just waste not, want not as much as possible here. I guess I could do this, but I kind of want to make it a little more weird, not necessarily not perfect like, but I don't know, maybe. It's a lot better if there's a pipe involved, for sure. Oops. Like one of my fans, my computer's having issues. There's like 12 of them on there or something, so figuring out which one it is going to be obnoxious for sure. Well, that's later. I don't want to do that right now. I'm building. Hey, Actadog. Yep. Doing okay. Feeling a little healthier. I'm starting to feel a little less good now that I've been streaming for a handful of hours, but you know, overall, I think the chiropractic has done me well. How's stuff going with you? I'm building a strange contraption under here with pipes and stuff like that for a boss fight. It's complicated. Your side is going hard. Like you just have like a side ache or something? Like, what does that mean? Side's going hard. Been sitting too long, you can definitely tell. Some issues with money and health, but overall I'm happy. 5? Oh, okay, well, fair enough. Just suck at English? Fair, I suck at English too, and it's the only language I know. Public education in the US, it's non-existent. Non-existent. All of them should be fired. Yes, yes indeed. Glad to hear you're happy. Sorry you're having some issues with some stuff. Sounds like it could definitely be worse. That's true. I don't know. I'd like to test and see if life was worth it on easy mode. I'll go ahead and let you know that little secret. Like, hear me out on this one. I'd be okay with this testing. Like, I'll be the guinea pig on this one. I got you. I will make the sacrifice and see if life is better on easy mode. I will take the hitch. Yes. Hopefully easy is cute too, if you know what I'm saying. Oh yeah, yeah. You know, Kaboom is not from sure, but easy. Nah, you know hard. Nah. I'll take a silver spoon, thank you. That's actually technically this one, so. I made my character wrong. I didn't include all those extra perks, and I regret it. I am regret. Could have been a contender, but nope. Not a contender. It's slowly getting there. Some year it will be finished, for sure. I'd still like life on easy mode. Whether or not I do something cool, I'm not going to pass up life on easy mode. I've tried life with enough problems. So, you know, just saying. Why is someone messaging me at 3:21 a.m. in the morning? What the hell? Is it important? I'll think about it. Oh yeah, terrible schedule. I'm probably only going to stream at most another like till 4 or something. After that, I'm probably not gonna. I don't want to go too many hours. I was just starting to feel better, and streaming makes me feel worse, so I probably shouldn't go too ham on it. But you know, I'm gonna try to stream more often. Just work on the game because I haven't done that much lately, and okay, I haven't done it like at all for like the last 2 months. I haven't done really anything with the game, so I might as well do some building. Yeah, a little crazy for certain. Kant says it's a good plan, it's just a plan. You know? Why does it say minus 360? That's so weird. Just make it 0. I decided if I want to buy someone's cards tomorrow. He's like, you want to blah 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 buy cards? I'm like, bought so many cards recently, I don't know if I want to buy cards. My other job, man. One that makes all the money. I could have double entrances here. At this point, you would jump down and potentially enter into here for this area, and I don't know how you enter this one. Like, you have to go from one of these side ones. Oh, that's gonna be weird to enter that because it falls straight down. Perhaps I don't have a direct fall down there, forcing you to kind of go to these middle areas to get to the central thing, and I skip out on this other pipe. I could do that. This has no way down at all. Kind of want more ways to go. This is like the dud pipe. Like if I make it where they don't connect in such a I'm forgetting the word there, but basically like they're so close to even on the sides, but if I don't do that, like I sit there and go, okay, well this pipe doesn't connect here, so suddenly you have to swim down to get to these or something, and then maybe swim back up. Or if maybe this pipe here doesn't connect there, and then you'd have to go down to swim around to the sides here. How maze-like do I want it to be? Probably a bit. So it just doesn't feel completely symmetrical. Funk. That time dilation. It's also super laggy, but I'm not surprised on that. I can fix the lag a bit by simply closing out some of this extra side stuff here. Attempt to, anyway. Plus I have to deal with all the, this is just hard to jump on. Deal with all the geometry brushes. I might make it more maze-like, I think. You just remove sections that I'm doing. Obviously she won't have that attack, it's just because I copied another character that had it and I'm just being lazy. Yeah, these are big enough that I could fight them. I'm not sure about the time dilation underwater though, it feels kind of weird. Especially if fighting's going to be involved. I could reduce it a bit. Weird that I can't walk on that. I've never had a problem with these pipes before. And say you get out of the area into the one there. Maybe I want to have clear pipes for these. Hmm. Load her hammer up. Haven't loaded anything else today, so until I load those up there for the first time, it's gonna be a little weird. Kind of want some kind of underwater light, I think. Yeah. These mushrooms places since they seem to exist underwater, and that seems fine. Can't exactly have like steampunk lights underwater. That doesn't work. Should probably roll it up pretty soon. So I'm trying to keep the streams a little shorter, and then I'll probably just stream tomorrow night. Just try making it where I do like 2-3 hour streams every night. Maybe not every night, but a lot of nights around the same time. So this way I kind of get back into it, but don't overdo it. Because again, I still have to work my regular hours, and say we saw what happened when I decided to overdo it. So in that vein, I think I'll fold it right now just because I was like, well, I'll do an extra hour. And I was like, well, no, now we're approaching the 4-hour mark, and I still gotta work 8 hours tomorrow. That's a 12-hour day, bucko. I was just getting over the health problems. 12-hour day sounds terrible. Yeah, I think I'll just be back around 3.5 hours before this tomorrow night. Because I'm gonna work on the game and I'm having fun with it, but yeah, real life responsibilities. Anyone streaming that I know? Let me see. Not really. Alright, well, I'll just call it, and it's gonna be back tomorrow, and I'll just kind of let people go wherever, and I don't really feel like rating anyone at the moment. No one knows on, and if I rate anybody that I don't know, I'll have to be talk for a bunch of time, and probably just go to sleep so I can get up work tomorrow. Thanks for dropping by, and we'll catch everyone later. See ya.